Hello, my friends. It's Margot, and I hope that all is well with you. Hope you had a great weekend. Not me trying to sit down and film a video on Mercury retrograde day when it's in my sign. Good luck, everyone. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so this is a very requested video. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about how I make what we call around here my plastic fabric. And I love that. That's such a great name for it. Here's like a piece right here. I've used it a lot, so this is perfect that we're going to do this together because I'm kind of like running out. But basically, I want to show you guys using two different types of materials. Plastic wrap that I know we all have. These come in like the form of the bags that you get from like Amazon, or in my case, Victoria's Secret. Ooh, look how cool that pattern is though, actually. I'm going to incorporate that into the whole design just because I think that's neat. So I'm going to show you how to use this type of material. And then this honestly has kind of become one of my favorite things to use. Tissue paper, neon tissue paper. Now this I've already treated with Mod Podge, and I'll show you how I do that. But the way this feels, you guys, I can't even describe it. It's so, I don't know, it's so just satisfying. So I'll show you how I do tissue paper plastic fabric too. And essentially what I do, if you're new around here, with this plastic fabric is a lot of things, but primarily I just use it to make these little streamers for my tags because they're so fun. Like, look at this. This one's a little bit more flimsy and I like that. It's softer because I used, I think this was toilet paper packaging. So it's not as sturdy as like the tissue paper. Like this is actual neon tissue paper, but look how crunchy and durable that is. So cute. Like, look here. Love that. Love that. So I'm going to show you how I do this really quick. PSA, the Y2K fashion girls, the fashion aliens, are available on Etsy. So far I've got the coffee dyed paper pack available. So you can kind of see here what we've got. And after I make this video, here's the other one. Look, the little flying saucers. Are you kidding me? After I make this video, I'm going to go turn all these into die cuts for us. So I think that that's going to be super cute to use on like tags or pockets, really anything. I just love this collection. So those are up in the shop. The die cuts should be available probably by end of day today, probably tomorrow morning. So yeah, all right, okay. To get started, what you're gonna need is bubble wrap. Isn't this cute bubble wrap? By the way, it's got little hearts on it. So you take your bubble wrap. I like to use this as a surface because I find that the plastic or the tissue paper doesn't really stick to it. And the other reason is you can sometimes get some really cool texture through your piece from the bubble wrap, if that makes sense. So if you get it super wet, like the tissue paper, it'll almost be like a stamp, like an embossing stamp. Let's use this. That'll poke through. Probably won't do it so much on this, the plastic, but it's still good to have to keep your desk clean. And also the most important thing is when you're done painting it, it's easier to pull up. And I will share with you, don't be like me. And when you're done making these, just lay them on like a wood surface or just any normal everyday surface because they will stick. And that is very bad, especially if you like to keep your furniture clean. What I highly recommend you do before you even start this process is just take out a long roll of wax paper. Like I've got some over there on my counter. Just roll it out, lay it flat, and then put these on top of that wax paper to dry. It won't be as likely to stick. In fact, most often it just peels up right away all nice and it won't ruin your material. And it also, I find, helps it dry a lot faster because if you put it on a porous surface like wood, it's going to seep into it. It's just going to be a big mess. Trust me. I know from experience. All right, let's get into it. So with this one, because the background is already black, I am not going to go through and just cover this with like a whole layer of paint. That's typically what I'll do for something like this one. This was kind of, here you can kind of see, paper towels. You know, it had all that kind of weird writing. So I just covered this with an entire layer of paint. You don't want to go too thick with it because if you keep layering paint, which is what we're doing, that is when you can get that pull up and sometimes the paint will chip off. I haven't had a major problem with that. But the only time I've had the paint flake off is if it's too thick, or if I'm using a stencil and I rip it too fast. Sometimes that'll pull it up. That's the only time I've had issues with it. So with this, I am going to use, you already know, if you are a sub, if you're one of my friends, my besties, you already know I'm going in with some neon because that's going to look so good against this black here. Are we in frame? Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to just start with a stencil because, like I said, I want that white pattern to show through. So we're just going to go in with a stencil. And I think this is a fun time to see what we've got. These are from Journal Say. They gifted me, well, they gave me the option to pick out some stuff on their site. And when I saw they had a bunch of stencils, I immediately jumped on that. So thank you, Journal Say. That one's cute. That's cute. Here, make sure you can see. That's kind of fun and grungy. Good old bricks. You guys know I love the brick. Ooh, that's almost like Western, like cow print, animal print. That's fun. Animal print, probably going to do that. I already know. Because when well, here, look. When I went and ordered stuff from Victoria's Secret, I got their animal print hoodies. Because it's so millennial Y2K, I had to do it. And now I've got fuzz from my sweatshirt all over everything. Okay, let's get started. Sponge. I just use a basic sponge. Anything would work. This is a pottery sponge. And I just kind of press down. And when I do my stencils, I like to vary the pressure. Sometimes I'll start out really strong, like I'll give it a good push. And then I just kind of loosen up the pressure to soften it out, to kind of blend it out on the paper or on the plastic. Let's see what this looks like. Ready? Oh, cute. That's cute. Actually, now that I see that, I want to do neon green. Or actually, let's do neon yellow next to it. And you don't have to worry about it being perfect because if you're going to cut them up to make little like ribbons and streamers, I'm just going to use the same paint. I don't care. It doesn't matter because you're not making like a finished composition. I mean, I guess you could, but for me, I am not. Let's see. I'm going to put a little more yellow there in the center. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that's so sick. Can you see? Look, there's like pink kind of coming through. Love that. Look at me getting wild with all the paint. Let's do blue. Do you think this is going to show up on the black? Let's try it. Let's try it. Love this paint. Okay. I'll link it below. Don't you worry. And I'll link the stencils below too. They're really good. Highly recommend. Like I said, they were gifted, but I'm not just saying that because they were gifted to me. I actually really love these stencils. Very good stencils. Okay, let's see what the blue looks like down here. Okay, kind of mutes it down. Not bad. So like if you were to cut a strip of streamers, it would almost be like an ombre effect. Do you see? Like it could go blue to orange to yellow. That's pretty cool. Let's do another bit of blue and maybe yellow. Let's just mix it up and get crazy down here. Oh, don't you go brown on me. Don't you make a muddy color. Let's see. Okay, that's still good. And then up here, just get a little more. Oh, there's pink still on here. Okay, let's use pink. And voila. Now it looks like a hot mess, maybe. To me, it looks beautiful. But what we're gonna do is let this dry. I'm gonna go put this on my wax paper, not directly on the furniture. We're gonna let this dry, and then I'm probably gonna go over it with another layer, maybe because these are round, kind of round shapes. I think taking some white paint and doing some geometric shapes, or even like that line one, where is it? Here. Just very softly to go over it. I think that would be really cool, just to give it some variation. So let me go move this carefully over here. 1 second, you guys. Let me try not to shake the table, because I don't want to make you guys seasick. Okay, so that's how we do one sheet of the plastic fabric using plastic wrap. Now let's go in and do a clear sheet. Let's do this one. And this is a little thicker. I like that. I like it's a little thicker. I am going to start with a base color of, let's do, yeah, will that be cute? The purple. And what I am going to do, or what I am going to do, hi language, can we work, is use a brush on this one, just like a normal paintbrush. And I'm going to give it a good amount of paint. Not crazy, not like a huge chunky layer, but just enough to cover some of the writing on this. And I also like that brush, like painterly effect here. Now this is cool. There's some texture from the actual bag itself. And I like that. It's like ripples. So that's going to be really neat when this dries. Oh, another thing too, always leave like a little bit down here just plain, because it makes it easier for you to pick it up when you're done and you don't have to worry about getting like paint all over yourself, or Mod Podge, depending on what you use. Now, I don't use Mod Podge. I forgot to say, I do not use Mod Podge on the plastic papers like this. I'm gonna go set this to dry. Because I just find that it makes it a little too thick. I also find that you don't need to do it because it's already sturdy as it is. Now, when we get into the tissue paper, that's a different story. And let's do that now, because tissue paper obviously is very fragile. It tears and it's meant to be folded and bent. Swap this out. So that is a whole different story. Let's do this. Oh, I got paint on my desk. Uh-oh. Hold on. Because that'll go right into my arm. I just know I'm going to go shoot and get it all over my new cute hoodie. We don't want that. So I usually will just take, like if I order stuff off eBay, a lot of the sellers are super cool and they put really cute tissue paper in their packages. Now I've been kind of good and not done a lot of shopping lately, except for the fact that I went out and bought my own tissue paper. So I found some neon tissue paper on Amazon, and I'll put a link below. And this is really cool paper. We've got yellow, we've got orange, we've got some different shades of pink. That's like a coral, purple, hot pink. And I just cut it into strips because it comes in large, like traditional strips of tissue paper, because people are essentially just using them for packaging. So I cut them up so it was a little more user friendly. Now, Mod Podge, you guys know I am ride or die for Mod Podge. I love this. And this is the matte. I don't think it matters. Like, you could use glossy. And what I do is I just take, here, can you see? A paintbrush. And I'm pretty generous with this. Not like super gloopy all over the place, but I'm pretty generous. And what I have found works best is to just very lightly brush your tissue paper. Keep your fingers down here in the same direction and just try to get it as spread out as you can. If there's like a little bit more of Mod Podge in one area, it's not the end of the world. But do you see here? Just the same direction. Because what happens if you go like this, that's where you can run the risk of tearing the paper. I just think this is a much easier method of doing it. Sure hope this is in the camera frame. I think it is. And just take it all the way to the edge. You don't have to, but like this. And you will get little wrinkles and bumps. See how there's some texture in there? I love that. I love that for us. It just creates more interest on the ephemera when you go to make it. See, like that. And then down here, notice I've left this dry. It allows you to pick it up a lot easier. And then you go put it on your wax paper. Now for drying in my house, I have found that one layer of the Mod Podge takes about an hour, maybe less. Our climate, like in here, is kind of humid. And we keep the house set at, I don't know, like 68 degrees. So it takes about an hour to dry. It's not too long, not too bad. Let's do another one because I like this yellow. Again, keep your fingers down here and then just one long brush stroke in the same direction. like this. You can use other types of materials too. Wax paper works great. What else have I done? Deli paper. Deli paper is fun because you can crinkle it up and make your own little like texture patterns. Do you know what I mean? Like lines on the actual paper. And then if you go in and Mod Podge them, it holds it. So it creates kind of like a grungy, distressed look. It's really fun. Maybe we'll do that in another video. Okay, so that one's done. So you just pick it up, very easy. That's why I love the bubble wrap. It just makes things a lot simpler to do. Okay, so that is the first step to making it. Let me get a new sheet of wrap. So this is the magic of Hollywood, are done. Wow, I did these in advance for you. So as you can kind of see, this is the tissue paper. They've got a nice strength to them, a nice finish, and a nice crinkle sound. So same exact thing that I did with that Victoria's Secret, on some tea. With the Victoria's Secret wrapping, we're just gonna use fun stencils. Let's use some fun stencils. Let's try this one. Let's try this one and let's do blue. I'm going to try to chill on the neons for a little bit. Why? I don't know. I just like to break it up a little bit. Do different things. But I think a soft blue on this purple would be stunning. So I go in, see, it's a little thicker there, and I'm pressing down a little harder. And then I kind of spread it out. And it's so fun to do this because you don't have to worry about it being perfect. We don't care about being perfect in any way, shape, or form. Oh, it's like a disco ball. Look. That's a cool stencil. That's a cool stencil. I'm going to keep this consistent throughout this whole piece here because this almost has Y2K like space vibes. And when I do the alien ephemera, ooh, that's neat. I'm going to make some tags. I think we're actually going to do a craft and chat video making the alien tags and just like alien stuff, fashionable alien stuff. And these would be really fun to do with it. You know what I might even do? I might as well. Once this dries, I might go over this with like a silver, like metallic pen, a Posca pen, because I know I've got one somewhere, and then do like dots and stars and stuff to make it have a shimmer. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Oh, I'm excited. That's going to be really cool. Okay, so we'll go put this one off to dry. And this dries a lot faster. Once you get through the Mod Podge process, I find that things just kind of pick up, like it's just moves along. Let's do this pretty coral one. Let's do this one. And you know what? Let's do purple. Let's do the purple. And let's do, what stencil should we do? I don't want to do that. Let's do, let's try this one. It's almost like organized paint splatters, like they're in a pattern. That might be interesting. Let's see. Let's just see. Hopefully I've got enough paint there. Probably not, but let's see. Yeah, let me get some more paint on that. Where did I put it? Do you guys see the purple paint? There it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This is almost like candy shop bakery from the 80s, pink and soft pastel. Love that. Yeah, that's better. Okay. That's a better amount of paint. I did pick up some more paints this weekend. We went down to Eugene, Oregon, and there's a lot of really good art stores there. Okay, I mean, it's a good base layer. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite. It's a good base layer. It's almost adding more texture to this, more interest, but I will definitely be going back over this pattern with something a little more substantial. So, but yeah, anyway, so I got some more paints this weekend. I was out of black, which I've been blowing through black paint with all the dopamine Hollywood journals, and needed to get that. Got some paintbrushes. Do some more up here. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just extra, you know, I like things to be big and bold, but it will get there. This is just the first step. Anyway, so yeah, I will share that with you guys, what I picked up in another video. I also picked up a lot of really cool vintage 80s and 60s and 70s sci-fi books. Honestly, I was even thinking like, I need to start a channel that is just like, I don't even know what the topic of the channel would be because it would be so random. But I want to show you guys like these covers of these books I got. They're so good. Let's do this one. They're so good. They're so 80s. They've got so much just cool color variations, and I'm going to do orange on this. Like the poses, like the people on the covers are taking, they go so hard. It's so cheesy and it goes so hard. And I just want to show you guys, but also you know, it's not lost on me. This is an art channel and not everyone's into that. But I'm like, maybe I should just start a channel where I show you guys just random stuff. Like, what would that even be? What kind of, like a lifestyle channel? I would show you, let's see, what it would be. Vintage books, vintage jewelry, handbags, like affordable handbags, retro fashion, spooky things like spooky home decor. It would not be about cooking. It would not be about how to stay organized and how to clean. That I can promise you. But it would be about just like all the other stuff. TV shows, movies, old horror movies, old monsters. I don't know. That would be fun because I just love sharing this with you guys. And I know there's some of you out there that are into it too, but I also need to, you know, be aware that not everyone's here for that. We're here for the pretty colors. We're all here for the pretty things. And I love doing this too. Sometimes I like to do just tonal. Like sometimes I do the hard contrast, like, you know, put purple down on top of this orange, or is this yellow? This is yellow. But today I'm like, let's just keep it all warm tone. Let's put a little bit down here, just down there to fill it in. This is a cool stencil, don't you think? Look, what is that? Just, it's not like an actual animal print. It's like just cool bubbles. That's neat. Cool. Okay. Okay. All right. I think you guys get the idea now of what we do. Let me lay this over here. I almost put that on one of my journal covers, and I don't want that to stick to that. Let me wash my hands here. So once those are dry, my friends, what we do is we find our scissors right here, and we take the plastic fabric. Let's use this one. This one was like kind of a tiki one I designed. See, it's like kind of got 60s color tones. And then what I did this in the video, is I went over it with a Posca pen once this was all dry, and then just made little doodles, just random ones with different colors. So what you do is you cut it, and again, you don't have to make perfect strips. You can, but I actually like to have different sizes, like different chunkinesses to the streamers, like that. And you can make them as short as you want. You can make them as long as you want, like that. Yes, Mo. Mo says hi. He always does. And then once you cut these up, I usually do like 5 or 6 to make a tassel. And I'm going to do this in the next video. Like we'll probably just sit down and make the tassel bookmarks, or the tassel tags rather, is I'll just lay them. Here, let me show you. I'll get up close. Lay them out flat like this. And then I will roll just very gently the center here. Here, can you see? Just very gently manipulate it until you get kind of like one thin piece of fabric here. And that is when, here, do I have a sample? This hole isn't going to be big enough because I haven't punched it yet. But like, here's a tag. I will use a hole punch to make that a little bit bigger. And then you just do the typical technique of threading this through, right? So it goes through, and then tucking these, let's see if I can get it open here, through that little opening. So it goes like this. See how you can see right there? And then you just very softly manipulate it, kind of push it down. And you can glue it on the back if you want, just use like a clear glue to keep it secure. Sometimes I do that if I'm making it like this one here, like super chunky. But yeah, it's that simple. And then depending on the length, you can trim it, you can shred them, you can stretch them out. Like these stretch really good, and just have fun with it. So that's what I do. But like I said, the next video will actually make some finished tags because I kind of want to do that for some upcoming projects I have, and I'm running out of my bright colored tags. So next video, we will do that. So yeah, I hope that kind of clears everything up. I think I answered all your questions. I'll be in the comments too if you have another question, or if I like totally spaced something that you wanted to know. I will respond. I actually try my best to respond to all of your comments, you guys. I really do. So if for some reason I don't respond, please don't take offense to it, because I would if I was you. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't matter. No, it's just because I haven't seen it, and there's tons of comments happening across all my videos. So sometimes things do get lost. Just be aware of that. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. Pretty simple video, pretty fun. If you made it to the end, you know what to do. Leave a comment, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.